me ask you something. When was the last time you let yourself really rest? And I'm not talking about collapsing on the sofa at the end of the day, scrolling through your phone while your mind is racing through all the things that you didn't get done. I mean proper, intentional rest, the kind that fills you back up. In this video, I want to challenge how we've been taught to think about rest. And you'll see why rest isn't laziness and it isn't weakness. It's one of the most powerful choices you can make. And I'll show you one small way in which you can claim that power today in a way that feels natural and nourishing. So let's dive in. So when did rest become something to feel guilty about? When did we start seeing it as a sign that we're lazy, unmotivated, or somehow falling behind of life? For so many of us, and especially for women, rest has been turned into something we have to earn. Something we're only allowed once we've ticked off every box, pleased every person, and kept everything running smoothly. But rest isn't a reward, it's a right. It's not something you get to do at the end of the race. It's the thing that keeps you strong enough, clear enough, and connected enough to run the race in the first place. And that is, if you even want to run it at all. So, somewhere along the way, busyness became our badge of honor. We started measuring ourselves by how much we could juggle, how much we could endure. We crashed, dusted ourselves off, and did it all again. We thought we were succeeding because we managed to keep up. But at what cost? Here's what I want to say to you. Rest isn't falling behind. It isn't giving up. It isn't weakness. Rest is rebellion. And every time you choose to rest, you're pushing back against a system that wants you running on empty. A system that ties your worth to your productivity. A system that keeps you so busy proving yourself that you don't have time to question whether any of it truly, really matters to you. And that's why rest can be so uncomfortable. It doesn't just give your body a break, it forces you to feel. It invites you to notice the tightness in the chest, the exhaustion that you've been overriding, and that little voice inside that's been whispering, this isn't it, this isn't what I want. Rest puts you face to face with what you've been too busy to see. When I work with clients, I don't just hand out rigid routines that leave no space to breathe. What I encourage is rhythm. Rhythms that ebb and flow with your seasons. Rhythms that respect your energy, your capacity, your reality. Because real rest isn't just lying still, it's reconnecting. Reconnecting with yourself, with your values, with your future self who's waiting for you to slow down long enough to listen and create a life that she will love. And here's the beautiful shift that happens when you choose to rest with intention. You start to see clearly. You start to spot all those so-called must-dos that aren't really yours. And you notice the habits, the expectations, the responsibilities you took on without ever pausing to ask if they belong to you. You begin to ask, what am I carrying just because I always have? And what would happen if I put it down? That's the real rebellion. Choosing stillness. On purpose, without guilt, without explanation. Because a rested woman sees the truth, and a woman who sees the truth is hard to fool, hard to manipulate, hard to push around. So if you've been feeling drained, not just in your body, but in your mind, your heart, your soul, this isn't your moment to push harder. It's your moment to pause, to remember that rest isn't indulgence. It's how you build a life that you don't need rest from. Rest is how you stop surviving and start living. So here's a simple invitation for you today. Take 5 or 10 minutes to rest with intention. And I don't mean collapsing in front of a screen. I mean true rest. Make a cup of tea and actually savor it. Sit by the window and watch the world go by. Close your eyes and breathe, daydream like you did as a child. Let your mind wander. The world outside will keep turning. And you? The more you do this, you'll feel that little shift, that quiet sense of coming home to yourself. The more you rest, the clearer everything else becomes. The more you rest, the stronger you get. If this message spoke to you, please give this video a like, because it helps me reach more women who might need this reminder. And if you like to keep having these kinds of honest, real conversations, hit subscribe so we can stay connected. And as always, if you feel up to it, tell me in the comments, what's one small way you're going to choose to rest today? Not as your reward, but as your right. I'd love to hear, and I'll be right here cheering you on. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity, and you absolutely deserve it.